Hi folks, Pete here from Actions Cars on a lovely bright spring day. We're looking today at a 2005 Nissan X-Trail. This is the 2.2 DCI diesel model of X-Trail. They're quite a fairly popular 4x4, sort of medium-sized 4x4 these are. They've got about, I think, a 2.5 ton towing capacity, so fairly useful with this 2.2 diesel engine, 6-speed manual gearbox. This particular car, well, it's 17 years old, so obviously it's not a brand new car, not by any stretch, and it's done 119,000 miles. But it does still look fairly smart. There's a couple of little blemishes here and there on it, a couple of little scuffs on the bumper corners that I've noticed, and a couple of very small blisters of rust coming through on one or two of the arches. I'll show those in just a second. But overall, because it's black with the side skirts and the nice wheels on it, it does still look fairly presentable. Does still look a very nice family vehicle. Quite popular these because they've got quite a bit of space in them. They're only a 5-seater, but they've got a decent sized boot. This one is fitted with the tow bar, which we'll find most useful on it. It's very good for towing. Was previously used for towing a horse box, but ideal for caravans as well. And of course, the next thing you're going to ask me if you ring me up now is the clutch okay? The clutch is perfect. It drives lovely. I delivered the customer's new car to them, and I brought this back from Somerset, and it drove absolutely perfectly. It was a great car on the motorway. Clutch action's good. No sort of adverse noises from the clutch at all. Little bit sort of at times a little bit sort of lumpy at idle, shall we say? But again, it is a 17-year-old 4x4. I'm not expecting it to run like a Rolls Royce. But it does the job. It's got plenty of power in it, and at motorway speeds with the cruise control on. It's quite a nice relaxing car to drive, actually. I'm just seeing the rust blister that I noted earlier on. I mentioned a minute ago. By here, it's pretty solid. It's not exactly, it's literally just where the paint's blistering up. But again, something that does show the car's age, really, I guess. But it is in keeping with what the car is. It's a used 4-wheel drive. We don't expect them to be immaculate, and we're not going to go painting this car because I think someone's going to buy this as a workhorse, as a tool to be used. It's got a pretty long MOT on it. It's got good tyres all round, and it does drive very well. As I say, it's even got cruise control, which is fully working, and that massive sunroof, which I'll show you in just a second, which slides and tilts. The worst of the marks on the car is this bumper corner here, but it's not really that bad. There's just a little bit of a scrape there, which will probably come out of a bit of teacup, but I haven't even attempted to do it yet. In fact, I just wanted to show you the car more or less as it come to us, because I do think it's nice to see a car in a nice, clean, but honest condition like this. So apart from the fact I've washed it, I haven't sort of tarted it up for this video and photos. I'll show you the boot first. One thing that's nice on this particular model, it's the sport model, this one is, so it's got the nicer wheels. It's got this bumper protector which saves the bumper getting scratched, and a bit of chrome trim. I do think it sort of finishes the car off a little bit. It does look quite smart at the back. The boot is plentiful, nice big boot with a wide opening, perfect for if you got a pet that you need to cart around, or of course if you've just got a lot of luggage for holidays and stuff like that. It's ideal, this car, for caravanners, because you've got room in here for 5 people, all their luggage, and it'll tow a good sized caravan as well, so it's perfect for that. The parcel shelf, you will note, is actually in place and intact. That's quite rare on an X-Trail, so a little bit of a bonus there for you. Let's put the boot down and let's have a look at the back seats. So this front seat is quite a long way back at the minute because I'm quite long in the leg, but as you can see, there is quite a bit of space in here, and a massive sunroof as well, which lets lots of light into the interior. There is room in the back of this car for 5 adults. Minimal intrusion from the transmission tunnel in the middle. Obviously it is a 4-wheel drive model, so there is a transmission tunnel there, but plenty of space in here. Nice comfortable seating. The upholstery does feel quite plush in this one. It's not immaculate, but it's very, very good indeed. You can see it's used, but it's not worn. Let's have a look at the front. I think the interiors on these have aged actually quite well. It doesn't feel like a 17-year-old car when I sit in here. And this one's got a fairly decent spec with electric windows in the front and the rear, and also it's got the cruise control on it, being a sport model. So first thing you notice is that the instrument binnacle is actually in the center of the dashboard on this car, which is quite unusual. It is normal dials on it, which are quite conventional though. It's got an upgraded JVC hi-fi system that's been put in by the previous owner. And of course, one of its main features for me is this massive sunroof, which on a day like this really is quite lush. And that slides and tilts. In fact, I'll show you in a minute how it all works. I'm going to jump in behind the wheel a minute. So, quite a nice, comfortable interior, nice place to be. Let's just turn her on a second and see how she performs. So there we go. That's the radio. Turn that down, sorry. Right, so there we go, guys. 119,000 miles, as I said. Everything's pretty conventional in here, really, other than that is offset to the center. We've got a dial by here which switches the car from two-wheel drive mode, which is in most of the time. You can put it into auto mode though, where it will flip to four-wheel drive if needed, or you can put four-wheel drive lock on if you're going off-road in it. And they come up on the dashboard. In fact, hopefully you can see the little lights by there to say what mode I'm in. To put it back into 2, you'll see the lights go back off. So I've also got climate controlled air conditioning on here as well. That's dialed off these. Nice, easy to use dials on the car. Air conditioning's on this one by here, which all works. I've got the direction indicator by here and the temperature in the middle. So it's pretty simple to use, and it's quite effective. I've got some pretty cool cup holders, I think, on here, which just pop up like that. One either side of the dashboard I can put a cup in. And I've got this huge sunroof. Now at the moment I've got it tilted, but I can touch the switch here, put it back down. And with this switch here, I can slide it all the way back. Look at that. Works lovely, really fast. I think actually if I press it again, yeah, it goes back even further. Look at the size of that. Absolutely huge sunroof on it. And on a day like this, it's really quite nice to get that fresh air in the cabin. So, yeah, it drives absolutely lovely. It's, if any lights are flickering on here, it's just my camera, my recording equipment that's doing that, not the actual car. But, yeah. I've got a 6-speed manual gearbox. The clutch action's very good on it. It's got plenty of bite, even with the handbrake on actually there. Some of the previous owners obviously put these wind deflectors on the car, which look quite good as well. It's quite effective. It does idle quite well, in fairness. I just had it running then, and yeah, it's occasionally just feels a little bit as if it's idling a bit low, which is why I gave it a little blip of the throttle, but very, very slightly, and it doesn't cut out at all. I do like the fact that with this offset instrument binnacle, I've actually got a cold air, fresh air that can come straight to my face, which is similar to what you get, believe it or not, in a Tesla. So, you know, it's quite ahead of its time, this car was. It feels quite futuristic still in here, and it does feel quite a nice place to be because I'm sat up, I'm elevated, I've got a good view of the road, and all the controls are pretty light and easy to use. So obviously we're looking at budget 4x4s, but the X-Trail is one of the better ones. It's big enough for a family of 5. It's not overly expensive to run because, as you saw, I can run it in two-wheel drive mode, so that makes it fairly economical compared to some of the other rivals. And it is quite sort of a square, boxy design, which gives it plenty of practicality because it means I've got that big boot and I've got a reasonably good sort of sense of space when I'm in the car. You can see every single corner of this car when you're driving it. I think that's something that's quite important in a 4x4 really, even down to the fact that it's got these little raised side lights by here. They're raised up slightly, and when I'm in there at night I can actually see those side lights on the corners of the car, so it makes it easy to drive, easy to maneuver, and easy to park. This model, as being the Sport, it's actually got rear parking sensors as well on it. Again, something that not a lot of cars of this age have got, and they are all working because of course it's a Nissan, it's Japanese, and they do make the most reliable cars. So if you're looking for something to tow your caravan, tow your horse box, seat your family of 5, I think I've got just the thing here. Give me a call if you're interested in it. 07932 873 646. That's my number. And please give us a like, share, subscribe to our channel for more features, more videos like this, more car buying advice. That number one more time, guys: 07932 873 646. Thanks ever so much for watching. Have a great day, and I hope it's as sunny as this wherever you are. Goodbye.